Good morning, everyone. Welcome to True Telos Trading. It is 4:23 a.m. in the morning, Central Standard Time. We are done trading for today. It is a red day, a small red day, but a lot of lessons were learned today. We are actually going to be showing our new AM trading strategy that we've been developing over the last month, a month and a half, just to show how different trading is in the morning in the AM before we normally wake up at 5:30 and trade until 7:30 to 8 o'clock. It's a different strategy that we are using. We did not follow it for the first trade that we had this morning, which is the trade that we are primarily red on. Before the second one, we did, and it was a great trade, and we wish we would have stuck to it. But these are the things, we have to test the strategies to make sure that they work. First, we tried trading just momentum. Momentum failed. And then we tried trading the AM strategy, and it worked like a charm. So let's go ahead and get into those stocks that we traded today to see why we are red this Friday. This is our True Telos Trading AM Blue Sky setup. We use this for trading stocks in the early AM as soon as the pre-market opens at 3 a.m. Central Standard Time to see if we can get those big momentum movements in the morning. As you see, this criteria is different from my True Telos Trading grading scale, the normal one that we see in the afternoon. This criteria is based off of the momentum that I see, or what a lot of these stocks have in common, what I see in the morning, in the early AM. I've noticed that for the past month, when I wake up this early, almost all of them have a float that's under 700K, or at least under 1 million. This should be closer to 800,000 or 800K, but we're going to go a million. So if the float is under 700K, it gets plus 3 points. If it's under a million, it gets plus 2. All of them are near all-time highs. At least was it $4 to $5 from the all-time high, and with that low float, they move pretty fast. I also wrote that down here. I need to switch this for a little bit lower. Say it from was it 3 to 4 points, or $3 to $4. All of them are trading well above the 200 moving average. All of them, almost all of them, I want to say 98 to 99% of them have recent reverse splits, like within the last 4 months of the stock actually making the move in the morning. And all of them are up over 90% in the morning. This is, like I'm saying, these are things that I'm noticing among all of these stocks that we see in the early AM when we are looking to trade them. And all of them are among the top three. Most are just the number one stock in the morning. So these are the criteria that we are going to abide by when trading in the AM going from here on. And you're going to see why with this stock that we're going to be looking at first. So the first stock that we're going to be looking at, the ticker on it was BLMZ. Today is September 26th, 2025. This stock, BLMZ, it did not have under 700K for a float. It actually had 7.5 million. This would be a zero. It was not anywhere near all-time highs. We bought it. It was like 27 cents. This would be a zero. It was trading just over the 200 moving average. We bought it at like 27 cents. The 200 moving average was at 26.8. So this would be a 1. It didn't have any reverse splits at all when we were looking at it on the charts. This would be a 0. It was up just about 46%. This would be a 0. And it was one of the top 3. I think it was number 3 exactly when we were looking at it this morning. This would be a 1. If we had all of these together, that should be a 2 and not a 1. This will give us a score of 3, which will make this, according to our True Telos Trading A.M. Blue Sky setup strategy, a F. So why did we trade this stock this morning? You could say that this definitely was a FOMO trade. We saw this stock moving up pretty good this morning, but we marked the next resistance point is a few cent higher than the stock was, which would give us about we were looking at maybe 400 for a profit, which I think would be the most that we've ever made on the account. I think we are still stuck in the $300 range when it comes to profit made. So instead of listening to the strategy, I was listening to dollar signs in my head, and this is what made this strategy or this trading this stock fail. Um, yeah, it wasn't strategy at all. It was more FOMO, for fear of missing a move that I saw that it could possibly make higher, since it was actually going high on the day. And when we actually get into the chart, we'll see as soon as I entered buying shares on this stock, it immediately started dropping down. So this is the first stock that we traded. The second stock that we traded, though, let's go back here. The second stock that we traded this morning, the ticker was WAI. And again, it is 9/26/25. Now for WAI, the float on this stock was 433,000 shares, well below our 700K. This will be a 3 here. It was very much near all-time highs when we looked at it, or when we bought it. It was at 6. All-time highs right now are close to, let's see, well, from this year, all-time highs were about $4. So it was already at all-time highs. So this would be a 2 here. If we move back in this, and I'll take you to the daily when we get to the chart for this stock that we traded. All the way back in 2023, the all-time high on this stock was $10.76. But for this year, the high that we see on the stock was $4.59. So this would meet the True Telos Trading grading strategies for all-time highs, since we count the recent calendar year. It was above the 200 moving average. The 200 moving average was 90 cents. And like we said, we bought this stock at approximately $6.78. So this will be a 2. It had a recent reverse split. The split was this month on the 8th. This would be a 1 here. It was up over 100 and just about 110%. This will be a 1 here. And it was the number 2 stock that we were looking at this morning. So this will be a 1 here. If we add all of these together, this gives us a score of 10, which makes this, according to our True Telos Trading A.M. Blue Sky setup strategy, an A plus phenomenal stock. So again, we traded a stock that was an F that we are completely red on, which made us red on the day. And we also saw a stock that was an A plus, according to our True Telos Trading AM strategy, which we are green on. Let's go ahead and get into the charts to see how we traded both of those stocks today. This is the first stock we traded in the morning, BLMZ. So did you see what I'm looking at? I was looking at the move that it made yesterday, which was a pretty decent move off of somewhat decent volume. I was expecting, with a stock this cheap, I'm expecting a lot more volume than just the average what I would normally see out of a stock that's like $8 a share, which is like 100,000, 200,000 shares per 1 minute candle. I'm expecting for this stock to, when it's cheaper, to be in upwards of 500 to 600,000 per candle. But in the early AM, it's hard to see that type of volume. But I did see this stock moving up considerably. MACD was completely open. I'm looking for this stock to move up to this next resistance point up here of 32 cent, which would have gave me a very big profit on the day. But as you can see, the first candle that I entered on was the high of the morning. I had no way of knowing that, but this was the first candle that I entered on because it was excelling pretty well. But as soon as I bought this thing started selling off for the last or for the next few minutes. My exit was MACD about to cross. I actually let me take to the order window for this one. I bought, tried to get a full position on this stock, and I'm kind of glad that I let up a little bit. I bought 8,664 shares of this stock at 27 cent, and I sold all of those as it was coming back down at 25 cent. Even just that 2 cent move down gave me a loss on this stock of 195 $195.96. So just that little move, because it was so cheap, I was able to buy a lot of shares of it. It made that giant, well, not giant, just 2 cent move down, which put me negative on today. And if it would have made that move up, like I said, I'm trying to keep my trades in a 2-to-1 ratio. This would have gave me more than double that loss. So again, it was on a bad quality stock. So sticking to this strategy in the morning, even though it's still a little bit experimental, is going to be crucial to me actually building it up. Just because the True Telos Trading AM strategy is based off of the movement that I'm seeing in the morning, based off of the last few months of what these stocks do have in common. So this was a bad stock. It was a bad trade. I shouldn't have made it. Didn't see the volume that I needed to see out of a stock that's this cheap. So, in the future, we're going to try to stay away from stocks that don't match our True Telos Trading grading scale or True Telos Trading AM strategy. So let's go ahead and move to that next stock that we traded this morning. That was an A plus according to our strategy. This is WAI. It did have some type of news yesterday, but we most of the stocks that we see moving like this in the morning don't have any news at all. So we weren't going off of a news catalyst, just simply momentum based off of the float and the other criteria that we saw this morning, or the criteria that we saw for this stock according to our True Telos Trading AM strategy. So I entered on this here. We saw this stock popping up really, really good off of decent volume for the price that it's at in the morning. When we go to look at the daily on this stock, take you back here, we see that this was the high all the way back here in May for this year on this stock, about $4.58. Let me take you a little bit further back. And that was the high for the entire year. It had reached back in 2023 a price of $10.76. So, like I said, we are going to count this move for the calendar year, seeing that it had made this move this year. So it was above the all-time highs that we've seen this stock at for the last 2 years. So let's go ahead and get back to that 1-minute chart. So we bought this stock right here. It had made a move down. The reason why we didn't sell, we saw it holding up above this support level here at 578, and it kept holding above that level. Right at was right at about $6. We saw a lot of green on the tape. There was a lot of buying at $6. So I was a little bit surprised. right when MACD was, I was literally about to sell here. We saw MACD about to cross. I was going to take the loss on it, but I saw it kept popping up from like $6 all the way up here to like $6.20, $6.20. So I saw really strong support down there at $6. When I did hold for just a little while longer, we saw this massive candle here pop up where we beat that high of day here at 717, and it actually topped at like 770. Uh, but we after it came back down after that 770, I thought that was the end of the move. And MACD did cross you. You know, that's always my cue to exit a trade. So we didn't want that MACD to cross in this stock to turn over on us. So we sold as soon as that rejection up here at that 776. We got out of this trade at 721. We bought our shares at 678 and got out at 720 or 721. Let's go ahead and go back to this chart. It moved a little bit higher after that that MACD cross. It shot directly up to that 894, but we were already out of the trade before this. So this will be an example of an A plus quality trade in the morning. Has a very low, very low float. It has a recent reverse split up over 90% on the day, above the 200 moving average, and the number one of the number top three stocks in the morning. These are the stocks that I'm looking for precisely at that AM, early AM before we normally trade. The strategies have to be a little bit different because of the volume that we see in the market, but we can still capitalize getting up this early and trading in the AM. I hope you've enjoyed this recap of my trades this morning. If you do, please like and subscribe. Oh, and I didn't tell you, so we got a profit on this stock because we bought um, 127 shares. It was only a profit of about $54 and 74 cents. So today we are negative just $141 and 22 cents. A small red day, but it's still a red day. So we are going to be sticking to our strategies if we get up this early next week, just to make sure that we are capitalizing and not risking a lot on our account. We want our profits to be bigger than our losses. This week it wasn't. So I'm actually down this week about 200 on the week, but we are still going strong. The account is still going strong, and I will see you all next week. And thank you for listening. And welcome to True Telos Trading. It does not feel very good to be red on the week after we had a successful Monday and Tuesday and a no trade day Wednesday, a bad day Thursday, and a not so good day. No, this Friday is a red day, but it's still a good week. We have a lot that we've learned so far. You know, every trade that I do, I sit and I document it just to make sure what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, and try not to do the wrong thing every single time. Try not to repeat the mistakes that we're making. And we are developing strategies for when we trade based off of our experience and what we see in the market. So, you know, this is all just a big learning experience. I don't expect to be a winner. Um, I don't expect to be a winner all the time, but I do expect to be a winner most of the time. The things that I'm doing, the strategies that I am developing are going to help me in doing that. So only thing that I can do is to continue and to keep growing and to keep getting better at the craft. If you enjoy this content, please don't be afraid to like and subscribe. If you have any questions for me, please don't be afraid to ask me. As always, ladies and gents, I am an open book when it comes to everything. I hope you've been enjoying this journey. I'm going to go ahead and go back to bed. I wish you all a good Friday and welcome to True Telos Trading.